All right, welcome back to the Nemesis Gear Steampunked Out channel, and we are still in the Knox Hollow wood shop today, and we're going to apply some things we learned in the previous two videos to a wand. And I am making this wand out of whinge, and whinge, again, not one of my favorite woods to work, just because it's very splintery and dense, and the grain in it makes it really like to chatter. So it can be difficult to work with and finish. But we learned in our previous video that it has some really interesting properties. So what I'm going to do first, as I usually do on these wands, I always start off by working the blade of the wand down to a general size that is going to fit into my wand holsters, and then I'm going to feed that up into the chuck. And I have to do that about twice on this to get it all the way up inside the chuck, and that leaves me the smallest amount of unsupported wood to work on for the handle. So that everything goes pretty standard pretty quickly on that. I'll just do a light sand here, and then I'll go back and put the taper on this after I've got the rest of the handle and stuff worked to where I want it. So if you notice, this whinge is it's nice. It's got kind of a really dark chocolatey brown tint, almost black, and then it has grain in it that is a little bit more of a medium light, sort of milk chocolate. Um, Now I'm just gonna get this kind of rounded out here, and then we'll get the handle marked out. And the handle on this is, the overall length is still about the same as it's about 4 inches as most of my wands, but I've got a shape in mind that I really like for this, that I think is going to show off the grain and the coloring we're going to do on this. And this wand is going to be part of a house colors set. So I need to make another Slytherin colored themed wand, and you're probably wondering how we're going to get that out of this dark wood. And we'll get to that. So for this design, though, I marked it out a little bit different. The overall length is still 4 inches, but I've marked out kind of a center there for the grip itself, and I'm working those kind of concave sections in there, and then we're going to use the bleaching on this. And anytime that you use the dye or the bleach, if you haven't seen the videos on dyeing and bleaching wood, um, again, that liquid is going to travel up the grains of the wood. And so if you're going to have any type of color change or anything like that, it's really important that you separate that grain. And so what I've done there on the grip, that's going to be, the color is going to be changed on, and then I'll also do it on the guard there as it transitions from the grip to the handle. Is I've kind of put in a couple of grooves uh, to sever the grains of the wood, and then I'm going to come into those with my wire here in just a moment, and I'm going to burn that in. So, and that's going to sever the wood grain. So when we put our liquid on there, it's going to travel up the grain a little ways, but it'll stop where that's been severed. So we get our sanding done here, and then I've got the shape really pretty good where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and mark out those burn lines and go ahead and start doing those. And this is just the wire friction burning that we're doing there. And that goes pretty smooth. We just got to clean that up with our brass brush, and then we'll do some light sanding around those areas to get any splinters or anything taken care of. And then we're going to part the handle off of the little tenon that I left to hold it onto the tailstock. We'll get that parted off. Boop. There we go. And then just some shaping on this round area there for the sanding. It's pretty quick. Now this is where things start to get interesting and fun. So this is bleach, and This is regular household bleach. I found that to work the best on the whinge. And this, it takes a little while. I get it nice and soaked. You can see after about 30-45 minutes, you can really see that it's the grain is starting to bleach out in parts. And after it sits overnight, you can see that lighter colored grain really it turns white almost. It's a really pale yellow. So that was really nice. We're gonna do some fine sanding on this because when you add liquid to that, it's gonna raise the grain. I didn't sand this all the way up to the high polish like I often do because we are gonna dye this now, and all of that grain that was white is now going to be green. And anytime that I do dye on this, I like to put a clear finish on it that's going to act as a barrier so that you don't end up with any bleeding. And then the cool thing about whinge is that same grain that bleaches out also reacts with the ebonizing fluid. So that kind of chocolatey brown will darken as well. So it's really great. It's really interesting that I can get that contrast in the grain. And now I'm going to take my, this is just a scrap piece of denim, and I'm using that to kind of buff that dye off there and also burnish. Denim works really good for that. And you can see it's already getting nice and shiny there just from the burnishing. But you can really see that wood grain in there. As you can see here on the blade, that kind of chocolatey brown, and that was the part that was up inside inside the chuck right there. And we're going to go ahead and put the ebonizing fluid on that because I want all of the undyed wood to be nice and dark. So this is the ebonizing fluid. I've off camera. I've already tapered, then finished the wand. I've got a bunch of videos on how I do that, so you can check that out. But yeah, that just darkens that up, and so now we get this really nice grain of the dark wood, and then in the green, you're getting all the that was bleached is green now, and then you have those dark, almost black grains running through it. And then I did an inlay with the silver paint pen, and this is the first coat of clear lacquer. It's only on the handle, but then I go ahead and put the whole thing, and this is the final piece how it turned out. The grain on it is got, because it's soft, it's softer and harder. It did give it some texture as well. And this is what it looks like with the whole set. These are all the different house themed wands that I've done. But yeah, I think overall the final result on this from doing my bleaching experiment worked really nice with the dye. And I hope you like how that turned out as much as I do. I really like that that wood grain in there, and then that the green and the black going through it. So it was a fun experiment to do, and I really like the finished product. I do have these up on Etsy now, so if you want to check those out, you can always swing by and check out my shop, nemesisgear.etsy.com. And yeah, hopefully we're going to get some more wands here in the future. But if you liked seeing how that turned out and you want to see some more woodworking and some experiments and just some different techniques and ideas for your wand making or woodworking processes, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you can get notified of the next video. And make sure you give me a thumbs up. That always helps as well. So we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.